I'm Brian Posehn. You may know me from my stand-up comedy, or from the TV shows I've been on, like the Sarah Silverman program. I love comic books, metal, and anything nerdy, except furries. They're gross. But that does include Dungeons & Dragons, which I've been playing with the same group of my funny friends for a decade now. So we decided to record us playing the game and turn it into a podcast, and we call it...
Nerd Poker, Dungeons & Dragons with Brian Posehn and friends.
Blaine!
Ken!
Sarah!
Sark! Don't forget Gerry!
Hey, it's Brian Posehn, and you're listening to Nerd Poker, Dungeons & Dragons with Brian Posehn and friends. Blaine, Ken, Sarky.
What friends are left?
Love you guys.
We love you.
Love to, Brian.
Miss those other guys.
There's so few of us anymore.
I wish I wouldn't have eaten my harmonica. I could play some harmonica music right now. That would be sad.
We have a donor, Shane Pittman.
Gave me a kidney, thanks.
Whoa. And $150 hairs.
Wow.
Holy
Yeah.
crap.
If only we get some money out of these people.
He's from Vancouver.
Thank you, dude.
Vancouver is
Thanks,
awesome.
Vancouver. Yeah, I Thanks, like Shane.
Yeah. Shane Pittman.
Thanks, Shane Pittman.
Thanks.
So we're going to write on a piece of paper for him, right?
Yeah, we sure are.
Sweet.
With our dicks.
But with invisible ink.
As far as you know.
Yeah, I have to wave one of those hotel wands over it. Find out where all the jizz and the bedspreads are at the Motel 6.
Good Lord.
What happened last week? Oh, I remember. That was awesome.
Yeah, you guys successfully concluded your rat heist. You had and I turned back into a nude flying elf. You managed to deliver the poison payload into the rat's dinner, and followed it through the halls till it was delivered to their leader Gore, who you were trying to assassinate, so that hopefully your rat condition would end. And it did. You killed him. You looted his little study as quickly as you could. You took his robe, filled it with a bunch of his stuff.
Yeah, I did.
Bart. And you guys grabbed Damien. You grabbed a pendant, a Judas pendant, and Blackie. You have some scrolls and a necklace with rings threaded onto it. So you guys sound like sleigh bells. Right now, you're carrying so much swag. Bart, you're still invisible. Blackie, you're invisible and flying. Damien, you're
my life.
Pale and naked.
Story of his life.
Don't care.
Yeah, you had made your way through the halls, and you had just arrived at the place where you had discovered all your gear, or as rats, you had found this room. You couldn't, access it much, but you are in this room now, and you are able to sort through it. So you're able to go through and find most of your gear. There's a few things. There's a few elements missing, and that is.
As long as I find my Ed Hardy afflicted shirt.
The gauntlet is nowhere to be found.
That's some bullshit.
And so same with the crown, which is disappointing, but not too surprising considering they were the flashiest bits of swag that you guys had. Still in there is your armor.
Yeah.
Your helmet.
Yeah.
It didn't fit anybody. They just
Nice.
so they threw it in here.
It's good to be a freak.
You've got your book. You don't have your book. The book is not in there, but you are going to be able to transcribe your stuff, most
you
likely
jot it
using
down.
some of the Gore's books. But it presumably that got taken. However, you didn't see it. That was not part of his collection. So you may still be able to track it down. It may be around somewhere.
Okay, good. I'm still doing a detect magic, right? I've still got that up.
Yeah. How long does detect magic?
As long as I want.
Let's take a look. Detect magic. Duration 2 rounds per level, and your level's
At level 8.
Level 8. Okay, so that's 16 minutes or so. Yeah, that's still up. from when you cast it. 2 rounds there. 1, 2, 3. 3 rounds here. Yeah, you still have.
Okay. So I can probably do a big sweep and find anything that pings in here.
Yep. So you guys gather, other than that stuff that I mentioned, you gather everything that you had. In addition to that, there's on the shelves and the baskets here, there is some weapons and some armor. None of it pings magic except for 2 pieces. The rest of it is just loot that these guys have grabbed. By the look of it, it looks like it's all dwarvish made. So this is probably stuff that they gathered off of dwarves that they killed or turned. But the 2 things that show as magical are there's a leather helmet that shines as having some type of augmentation.
Okay.
And then, and I'm marking this under. You're grabbing these things, right, Blackie?
Yeah,
Unless Mildred would wear
toss.
it.
Yeah, I'll toss that to Mildred. Actually,
All right.
that'd be perfect.
And Mildred has her shielded
Yeah.
arm thingy.
It's in there. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It also didn't. Being made for a dwarf, it didn't fit.
Right. Man rats.
And and then there is a flail,
Nice.
like a big fat nunchuck that is
Oh, yeah.
He'll take
that's
it.
what I carry.
magical. Yep.
He'll take it.
All right, so I'm going to write that down.
Hey,
Under
evil
the-
guy. Hey, this reminds me of that time that I saw the cat with the speech impediment fall down a flight of steps. Flail. Yeah, that's the stupidest thing I've ever said. Can we cut that out in post?
Nope.
Sorry,
Yeah.
I blame the Ambien. I've been
You've said
asleep
far
for
stupider things.
4 hours now. I've been asleep.
Oh Jesus.
I got done. I raided everything in the fridge. I ate all the egg beaters, or should I say drank all the egg beaters. And
You and me, we're a walking miracle then. I'm fueled by a Snickers bar and a bottle of Mountain Dew. That's all I've had today.
I had a chili tamale.
really, I thought it was
sounds so
supposed to be
good.
hot tamale.
Damn. All right.
I stand corrected. That's the stupidest thing I've ever said.
Chili today.
Keep going.
Okay, here let me pound on the desk, acting like J. Jonah Jameson, and then I'll hit this hot sauce and send it spraying all over this expensive equipment. Are you ready? On 3, 1, 2, 3. Get out there and get me pictures of Spider-Man. No! Somebody get out there and get the Sam Ash.
He did it.
Yep.
He did it. He lowered the basement.
He's a man of his word.
That word is love.
His word is his bond.
All
I
right.
swing the flail at him. Oh,
Oh, you said it. You said you did it.
you said it. Remember our old rules?
Yeah.
Yeah. You could not joke.
Yeah, no. It was like,
being
yeah,
at the
it
airport.
was like if you said it, because it got to the point though where everyone was saying so much stuff, I couldn't tell what was
constant
real.
bullshit. I can't imagine this group saying a bunch of random
That
shit.
made for awesome moments though, when you would make a joke and then accidentally kill a barkeep.
Yeah, like the guy hit a barmaid with a bottle.
Yeah.
Just all hit her, and then I'm just kidding.
With 19 strength,
Damn it.
so it was the equivalent of like firing a cannon at her.
Destroyed her with a bottle.
Didn't we burn a family's house down?
Oh, probably.
Sure.
Yeah, so
Nom was a blur, man.
So you guys have your you guys gear up quickly outside as you take this takes a few rounds to get your things squared away, get dressed up. You still have 3 naked dwarves with you now, or actually no, because you have
Just call me Freddie Mercury.
you have 3. They stock up on the weapons that are on the shelves, so they arm themselves and put together what armor they can.
Please, just
But-
put something on.
Yeah. So they're not
Dwarven genitalia is
fully
not
equipped, but yeah, they arm themselves. Outside, though, by the time you guys are done, it sounds like the halls are just filled with fighting. And a peek outside the door, you see there's to their backs to you, there's a trio of man rats, and they're fighting off. Beyond them, it looks like about 8 dwarves that are varying degrees of naked, and they're some of them are badly injured. But it looks like a pitched battle. You don't recognize, obviously, any of the dwarves because you've never seen any of them before.
Backstab.
But there's a pitched battle out there. So
I can totally do a backstab.
Kill.
Yeah. All right.
Let's help the dwarves.
So you have. You don't need to roll initiative. We can just move right into combat here.
Let's do it.
We'll just go around the table since everyone's equal
I'm
here.
Gonna roll spiritual hammer.
Spiritual hammer?
Yes.
Okay. Let me see here. How long does that take to bring up?
I will look up. It's,
okay.
I'm going to roll level. Agnostic Rake.
Oh, it's actual second level. Yeah.
Let's see. Yay! All right, so, and you guys have a +1...
Buddha Squeegee.
Actually, +2 to your attack rolls. Oh. They're surprised, and you're directly behind them. So
my casting time is 5.
Okay.
I'm going to swang my broadsword.
All right. What level is Spiritual Hammer? Is that a new...
second level. But it was one of the new ones. I got 1 second level and 2 third.
Casting time 5. All right, and then it lasts
3 rounds plus 1 round per level.
Okay, cool. All right, so that'll go in 1, 2, 3, and then you guys will take your second round because you're surprising them, and then it's on. So it'll be like 1 round and a half, and that'll pop. Damien starts in the now familiar. Muttering, you can see him start praising Judas, and something's inbound.
Anytime
Bart, what are you doing?
Devil horns. I am going to swing my broadsword.
All right, here's the. All right, that's an 8 plus 2 is a 10.
Yes.
And what's your Thaco?
14.
14. So okay, so that connects.
Yeah, all right.
Roll damage on the broadsword.
La 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 la. Oh, let me use this one. Wait, I'm missing a die. Oh, shit. Okay.
1. All right.
Dink.
It's a minor blow.
I'll say.
Excuse me. All right. 1. Blackie, what are you doing?
I'm going to do a little magic missile on these guys.
All right. Go ahead and roll damage on this.
Magic missiles are
12d4.
Yeah, that's right.
Something like that.
Just
make it that.
It's just a percentile. Just roll.
Magic missile are 1d4 plus 1, and I get how many? I get 4 of them.
Yep.
3, 6, 8, 12, plus 1.
So plus 4 total,
plus 4,
right?
so 16.
16.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see. Yes. Okay. So 4 magic missiles spring out of your fingertips.
And there's 3 guys you said with their back to us. I'm going to split it with the 2 closest guys. So I'll divvy them out. Okay.
So 3, 6, and then you rolled a 6 and a 4. So you could do, what is that? A 9 and a 3 and a 3, so that's 6. I'm trying to figure out how you would split that.
9 and 7.
Yeah. Okay. 9 to one, 7 to another, and your magic missiles split apart in 2s. Okay. All right, so that puts this guy at -10. This guy at -7.
Nice.
All right, so yeah, you're.
That was much better than my attack.
Blackie's. Yeah, the magic missiles zing around your head, Bart, and cause a much more impressive.
I'm also attacking.
And Damien is praising Judas. We'll come back around. There's a series of attacks from the dwarves, which I'm going to roll real quick just so we can move combat along. 2 hits and one miss and 1 remarkable hit. So that is... They do a smidge of damage. One dwarf really puts his back into it, though, and he takes a good ding out of one of the rats. Not the one...
There's only one left, or...?
There's 3 rats up still.
Okay.
Now they've all been injured.
Okay.
But they're still up.
All right.
Minus 10, and this guy's got a minus 9. Okay. The rats are now aware of you, but you get this round... now with them being aware. So you don't have a +2 to your attack now, but it's your turn.
I strike again with my broadsword.
Okay.
Oh.
Oof, that's a 2. So that's going to be a miss. Bart looks like a kid swinging at a piñata right now.
Look, if I'm not blowing fire, I kind of suck.
So that's a miss. Blackie?
Hey, can I do another magic missile or no?
No, you have to relearn it. It would be 10 minutes.
Okay. Well, then you know what I'm going to do is I'm going to just go up and backstab one of these motherfuckers with my dagger.
Okay.
I'm still flying, right?
Yeah.
All right. And then,
everyone's visible, too, by the way.
and then I rolled a 3.
3.
But then I get a backstab, I guess.
3.
Do I get a backstab?
Well, you don't get
much.
the rogue. You don't get the rogue backstab. That's always been sort of hazy to me. Why a guy stabbing someone in the back is different if he's a rogue, but
Yeah, anybody can stab someone in the back.
so you don't get their damage boost, and you don't get the bonus to attack because they're not surprised at the moment. So that just ends up being a miss. But on his
That would have also been a miss.
on his round though, your spell pops. That's 5 round.
One guy left in front of me, or how many?
3 up still.
I'm going to take the guy in the middle and just smash him with my spiritual hammer.
Sounds so dope. Spiritual hammer. All right, I want to read this description. This is a new spell.
One divine hammer.
Yeah, I've been thinking about that.
Calling upon his deity, the caster of a spiritual hammer spell brings into existence a field of force shaped vaguely like a hammer. As long as the caster concentrates upon the hammer, it strikes at any opponent within its range as desired. And the range is 10 yards per level. So this is like a Mjolnir. Like you can throw it. Yeah. You can go 10 yards per level, and you're level 6. So that's 60 yards of throwing range. Let's see. The base damage inflicted when it scores a hit is exactly the same as a normal Warhammer, which isn't huge, but it's a handy spell to have. So that's 1d4 plus 1. And you don't even have to move into the fray. You can just throw it.
Okay.
So roll your d20, your attack.
Get one of those. With the new dice.
What is that?
What is that?
I don't know.
A 6 and
That
9.
looks like my big fat Greek wedding font.
Oh, it's a 6.
It's a 6.
Yeah.
Okay, so now I'm looking here. It acts as a magical weapon with a bonus of +1 for every 6 experience levels of the spellcaster. So you actually have a +1 to your attack with it. So that makes that a 7. And that also applies to the damage. And what's your Thaco? Let's see here. Do we have it written down? No, I'm going to look it up real quick. Make sure we get this right.
This Thaco is brought to you by Pier 1 Imports, that place your girlfriend dragged you in your 20s. Fuck you, Pier 1. Check pier1.com for locations of where you don't want to go with your present girlfriend. Pier 1 Imports.
All right,
a great place for bed bugs.
Your Thaco as a level 6 priest is 18. So we'll just jot it down right here.
What is up with wicker furniture, ladies and gentlemen? Where'd I lose you?
All right, so the 6 + 1 to 7 is just enough to get a hit, barely. So go ahead and roll 1d4 +1 +1.
Oh, it's gonna be so fucking sweet.
Spiritual hammer. 2 + 1 + 1. That's for a total of 4 on the middle guy. So Bart, you're up front.
Yeah.
Sort of whiffing, and there's some really cool shit happening all around you.
Whatever.
Spiritual hammers flying over your shoulder.
Yeah, well,
magic missiles sparkling all around you.
Cool. You're all real cool.
Okay, so now the rats turn. They're basically trapped between two forces. So I'm going to roll.
I ain't
randomly.
scared.
Let me see who this rat 1 attacks. All right, it's rat 1. Okay, so all 3, perceiving you to be a greater threat, all 3 turn to face you guys. And they lock in on you, Bart. You being actually, let me just roll one more 50-50. Bart and okay, so 2 are on you, and 1 is looking at you, Blackie.
Mm-hmm. Go ahead.
And you're still back 30 feet away from this confrontation, Damien. And so they attack. First one attacks Bart.
Yawn.
And what's your? Do you have jotted on there what your armor was? It was 2. Oh God, these dudes don't have a prayer with their
I got lots
ghetto
of
ass.
racial bonuses and scale shit.
And the second one rolls a 5. Both of them rolled terribly. So they, you just seeing the shots incoming, you just put your shoulder into it, knowing that.
Yeah, that was cute, guys.
It can't penetrate your hide. And then against Blackie, he rolls 11. What's your armor class?
It's a 9.
So 9. Thaco is 18 plus 11. All right, so that's a connect on Blackie.
I'm also flying, though, right?
Yeah. Yeah, but it's like in a 10-foot hallway,
Right.
So he hits you for 4
Okay.
with his short sword.
Yeah.
Behind them, you can see the dwarves are in varying degrees of, similar to your guys. In fact, I'm going to roll your 3 companions here. So that's 1. I'm just going to apply damage to that attack. 4. Your 3 guys are wading into the battle as well. Okay. One of them connects for 4. The dwarves behind them look similar to sort of how your guys look right now. They're partially equipped. There's a couple of them that are like drenched in blood. You're not sure if it's their own, but they look really, really haggard. These guys. So that brings us back around to you guys.
I once again will feebly attempt to swing my broadsword. I just don't want to burn anybody in the area. A
2.
Marvelous 2.
It's always someone that goes on the cold streak.
I am not afraid.
It's actually good though, because you're sponging. You've got their attention with the crazy armor class. Yeah. All right, Blackie.
I'm gonna do another attack with a quarterstaff.
Okay.
From above. With a 12.
12. And one more time, Thaco.
My Thaco is 9.
9. That doesn't sound right. Hold on.
Oh, I'm sorry. 18.
Okay.
No, 9. It's 9.
I wonder what level you would have to be. I'll look that up later. That would be a kick-ass. That's a kick-ass wizard.
Yeah.
Okay, so. 9. All right. Roll damage with the quarterstaff.
And a quarterstaff does. I'll do it really quick.
Amen.
I'll help you look it up here.
There's quarterstaff. Does 1d6.
All right.
That's a 3. It must be a buck and a quarterstaff.
All right. That puts him. All right. The rats are taking a drubbing here, but they're not down yet. 3 are still up. The one in the middle is especially beat up.
Good. Fuck that guy.
All right, Damien, your spirit hammer whips back to you.
I go after the middle guy again.
All right.
I'm going to finish him. 20.
Oh, there you go.
Baboom.
Yes. All right. So that is 1d4 +1 +1 times 2. Now it's looking like an algebra equation.
3.
3 +1, 4, 5, 10. All right. Wow. Okay. So that's a serious blow. The guy you just whapped with the flat of your sword, Bart. You hear the whiff of something pass you. You don't see what it is, but he looks like that guy in Proposition, that Aborigine dude who gets blown away. Like his upper torso, he just turns into like a weird Pac-Man looking thing. Your hammer goes like back to your hand.
All right, let's take a break. Fuck you, and let's take a break. We're back. I fucked a dude up, and we're back.
Yeah, the upper third of him disappeared when your spiritual hammer crashed into him.
As it would.
Let me
Thank you,
roll
Judas.
the dwarf, your guys, and the other dwarves. 2 and 3. All right, so only one of them connects.
Is Mildred
3.
getting a hit in on?
Oh, yeah. What about Mildred? She killed all the rest of them.
Hold on. 3 minus 3.
Did we roll for her that first?
No.
No, we
will.
You have her name, but
Well, yeah, that's from there's a note from the last episode.
It's hard when someone's not here to remember.
I know.
Was she... I don't know. This might be my shitty memory, but for some reason I had her back at the rat hole. Did she go on the invisible excursion with you?
I don't remember.
I don't remember.
I assume she would have. Yeah, because you said she would go.
yeah.
And I was role playing as her,
yeah,
and I'm shitty and played like a whole episode with her just not existing.
Yeah.
Oh well.
Well, she's not here.
Yeah.
And she didn't get hurt.
Yeah, she's like,
What, she's dead?
She pops into existence just now, poof, with all her stuff. Yay! Yeah, so let me roll this. 16. All right. I'm going to have her, just to make this not so jarring, because I'm such a shitty DM, I'm going to have her join you guys shortly.
Where you been?
She'll have made her own way from the kitchen
Right.
when she's invisible. Just
She got
say
lost.
that.
She stubbed her toe.
During the
and held it
invisible
for a while.
part. God, I'm so bad at NPCs. I'm so bad. So you guys now are squaring off against 2 of these. You have 2 of these rats cornered. They don't have anywhere to go, so they're just it's just fight.
Sure.
Do
Come
as
at me,
much
bro.
damage as they can. And they're both on the, it looks like on the brink of death. So 9 and a 4 against your armor class. Both of those are hits, so that now they're just thwapping you as ineffectively as you're thwapping them.
Excellent.
But that brings us back to your guys' turn. Bart?
I'm going to use one of the new dice this time.
Oh, okay.
Let's see
It's
what
working for me.
Broadsword. That's an 8.
8 is good enough to hit.
Yay!
Yep.
And that is a 1d10. No.
It should be noted that all of our new dice are D20s. So we can only use those for the...
That's a 5.
It's the most important attack. The attack. All right, so that's 5. That's the finishing touch on one of these two.
Squeak, fuck
yeah,
you.
you slash him, a huge gash opens, and he just silently slides down to the floor, leaking rat blood.
Cute.
That leaves one up on his feet still.
Okay,
Blackie.
I'm gonna tee him up and kind of do I think I'm gonna probably use a 4-iron.
Okay.
A 10 with my quarterstaff.
Okay, that's good enough to. Thaco was 18. Yeah, that's good enough to hit.
A 6.
And a 6. There we go. So that nicely, you clunk him on the head. There's a slight wet sound to the thump, and he
Cinderella story out of nowhere. Ready to come.
He goes to sleep
Smasher champion.
forever.
Thanks, Ron Boggs, again for these kick-ass die.
Yeah.
Cool dice.
They may have just won this battle.
He helped me through my spiritual hammer.
Ron made a third of a rat man disappear.
QWorkshop.com.
Okay, so the dwarves behind the rats, they put up a little cheer. And one of them from the middle of the group, he advances, and he's looking at you, and he's got his hand extended, and he basically he thanks you for your help, and he introduces himself. He's let's see, where is your guy here? He's not Bruce. What's his name?
They're all Bruce.
I have all these rat names now on my sheet. He introduces himself as I have Poco written down here too. Fuck, I don't remember Poco. He's the guy. He's essentially
He's in quad.
He's going to tell us about the rains down in Africa.
the rat that
Us Toto.
escorted you around the
Shitty band, different shitty band.
that escorted
did
you
Poco
around the
do?
rat hole.
A horse with no name. What the hell was their song?
That was America.
Poco.
Poco.
If only there was a device.
Some sort of instantaneous information database we could tap into that would tell us what Poco's hits were.
Poco.
But he greets you and he thanks you, and he introduces himself, knowing that you wouldn't recognize him.
Even if he was the band.
Right? Yeah.
Crazy Love.
Tomorrow, Rose of Cimarron. God, I don't remember.
Poco's great.
I don't recognize any of this.
I do know that they put out a quadraphonic album, though.
Really?
Uh-huh.
You know what? I guess everybody must have forgot about it.
Yeah. So Poco says, "Welcome back," and he
Thanks,
says,
Poco.
he's like, most of us, got out. We were not sure when or if the curse was going to be lifted. So we were trying to ride this fine line of, do we stay in cover and risk being being compressed in the wall, or do we hop out? And he's like, he's definitely somber. His mood is not like the typical joyful dwarf in battle that you're used to.
The walls are full of dwarf.
He
jelly.
says many of us got out, though.
Okay, good.
But the implication that he
Many.
seems to dance around is that a lot of rats turned into dwarves while still in the rat holes. And so the walls, including the walls that you're in right now, are just all the crevices are just packed with juiced dwarf.
That is gross.
But, he says most of us got out. So.
All right.
He's like, we're waging battle against the rats now. He's like, you're welcome to join us on this. We'll be able to help you and fast track you on your way once we clear the tunnels.
Let's clear this shit.
He says you could also go and talk to Bruce, the apothecary that cooked up your poison.
Check out some of our stuff.
And and he might be able to help you with some of your gear. So.
Yeah, I got a bag of shit.
Let's get back to Gore's office, too. Now that we have some pockets.
Oh,
Get ourselves some magic shit.
All right. Back the way you came first, then?
how many of the man rats died eating soup?
So Poco says the entire cafeteria, essentially. By the time by the time you guys saw Gore eat the entire cat, so probably 60 rats are just
All right, so that worked out good.
What happened to Vincent?
piled up.
The guy I sent back to you. We have no idea.
Yeah, you'd have to go find him, but
Fucking Vincent.
you never will, so I'll just tell you. He went back, ate the soup, vomited up his intestines, and died on the floor of the cafeteria.
Right on. La, 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 la.
Yay!
Yay.
Okay, so you want to go back to Gore's room, collect stuff, unless there's more rats to kill?
Well, there is. You guys can do. You have your choice. The dwarves have at least the battle in hand right now between the cafeteria of dead rats and enough of the dwarves making it out. They're doing all right. You can hop into battle if you want.
Let's go back to Gore's. Let's get some stuff.
Go loot Gore's.
I'll go with these guys. Whatever they want to do.
I'm happy with my collection so far, but I will go along.
Yeah, you have
my spiritual hammer. I would try to relearn it.
Okay.
I'm not doing anything.
Yep. So you can do that as long as you don't do anything for 20 minutes.
Okay.
You can relearn it.
Well, I'm going to take 10 minutes and relearn Magic Missile, and then I'm going to look around this office and try to see if my spell book is here, or if I can find some sort of spell books, any kind of magical
So you're going to
documents.
Tell Poco to carry on. You're going to go to Gore's office, Gore's lair, or whatever, and you're going to relearn your spells and then loot his office. That's the plan right now?
Correct.
Okay.
I'm going to learn some Poco songs.
So Poco...
And Mildred's also going to fill her pockets with whatever she can
I'm
find.
looking for
Mildred.
anything evil, anything that I recognize.
Hey, Mildred rejoins you.
Oh,
That's cool.
Mildred, where
now
have you
that you're
been?
visible.
Hi.
Oh my God, it was crazy.
Right?
I've killed so many rats, though.
That's awesome.
I mean, I've killed so many rats, though. Okay, so you guys are going. You do this. You go back to Gore's lair. Essentially, you sort of want to make sure no one interrupts you. So, I mean, I guess Bart could watch the door while you guys memorized. It gets real quiet and lame in here, Bart, while the two magic users are studying. But you and Mildred can stock up on stuff.
Yeah, I'll help her. Just let her look through my stuff if she wants anything else. I'm going to give it a better look now, see if anything seems
Especially
interessant on TK.
Okay. And then essentially you're just... Blackie, you're looking for something specifically, right? You're looking for your spell book?
I'm kind of looking for a spell book, but I'm also seeing if it's among other spell books.
Okay. So when you get back, there's one book left on the desk that didn't get swept up by Bart. It's not your spell book, but you look in there and it looks like it doesn't look like a spell book, but it looks like it has rituals inscribed in there. So it's not like a book of spells, but it looks like it's a book of dark magic activities.
Is it like a Necronomicon, or
sort of?
do I recognize it?
You recognize it as being, other than beyond it being evil, that's it. But the book, you can do with it what you want. It pinged back magic. All the books did.
I'd like to eyeball that.
Yeah, do it. It's all yours.
All right, so be sure you guys are writing this down. I'm trying to keep track of it too, but otherwise
I
we'll
got
get
all my stuff
totally
in my
lost.
robe bag.
All right, so Damien now has the evil ritual book. That's just what we're going to call it till you figure out what exactly it is. Okay, and then Bart has 4 books in his bag. When you see Blackie looking for those, you remember you have them and you show them to him.
Hey, Black, I have 4 books. Look at them.
So none of them are yours, but you recognize 2 of them as spell books. One of them, it looks like, is was a much more inexperienced magic users. And then one of them has spells that you don't recognize, so you know that it contains more advanced stuff.
I'm going to grab that one. I'm going to look through. I'm going to look through the amateurish one, see if there's anything in there that I don't have.
Okay. Look. Okay, and then that leaves you with 2 books that are not spell books, Bart.
What are they? Is there drawings in them?
Yeah, one of them is showing, and they both ping magic, but looking at them, you're not sure how they're magic. Okay. At least this is the way I usually do it, but with a lot of the magical tomes, you just have to have read them before the effect could happen. So,
right.
But looking through it at a glance, one of them has pictures of. It looks like a bio book. It's like dissections and there you do see like a sketch that matches the little dual skeleton sculpture that you grabbed. So it looks like he's definitely done some of the work in here.
Okay. Taxidermy.
And then the other book just has pictures. These are the 2 books you have, Bart. The other book just has pictures, like fine, very detailed pictures of different settings. Each page is a full page picture without a caption there's like grassy green hills. There's a picture of mountaintops and caves. It looks like
a teleportation book or something.
Could be, yeah.
Or a map book or something. I don't know. Travel log.
Maybe a Zagat guide.
Ooh.
Okay, and then you have the rookie spell book and the advanced spell book, right, Blackie?
Yeah.
And you're looking for which spells?
Hey, is also those 4 scrolls that I grabbed, can I figure out what they are without reading them? Without reading them out loud?
You can look at them, yeah. You can look at them, and if they are usable to you, you will be able to. And if they're not, it'll seem jumbled. It'll just seem like gibberish. So, and you can cast, what's your highest level spell? 4th?
4th, yeah.
Okay. Damien, when you grab the evil book, you feel your pendant heat up again.
Nice.
You're not sure what that means yet, but you know that to get to the bottom of it, you just have to basically sit down and read this book, which could take a while. But
do you see? I leaf through it and look for if I see any things that sound familiar.
Okay.
Spells or...
And then Blackie, you are. Let me go to the wizard spell list. You can cast up to 4th. You said.
Yeah.
Okay, so the first. The amateur spellbook contains light. And I don't know if you have that, but I'll just tell you what spells they are.
Okay.
Let's see. Nope. It has Shocking Grasp.
Okay.
AKA Joy Buzzer.
Did you say Joy Behar?
And it has Knock, which is a second level.
Okay.
And then the advanced spell book has. Hold on, I'm gonna have to keep. You're writing this down as well?
I am.
Okay. Because I am rolling this as we go. The advanced spellbook has Jump.
Jump.
Might as well.
How high?
It has Sleep.
Sleep. You know, I took a little nappy poo this afternoon. That's where I doze off and shit myself.
It has Darkness, 15-foot radius.
Okay.
It has...
The band?
It has Item.
Item.
Yep.
Item.
It has Oh, wait, no. It has Rary's Mnemonic Enhancer.
Oh, yeah.
I have all these as apps.
And then I'm going to write these down. And I'm going to get that list from you right after. But you have 2 spells that you don't recognize, and I'm going to determine what those are right now. Okay.
Barcode scanner.
That's a good one. Very exciting.
And head camera.
And selfie, 15-foot range. 25. Okay. Yeah, and so there's 2 spells in there that are too powerful.
Okay.
And then let's see.
The scrolls.
Yes, the scrolls. One of them is change self.
Okay.
A lot of shit.
Wow.
One of them is message. And 2 of them are in a format that you don't recognize, so it's not a spell like that you could fire off by. It's not a scroll format you recognize, so it's not a spell, but reading it will definitely cause an effect. So you have those 2 that are more traditional. It's a spell that you could. You recognize both of those as fairly low level, but the other 2 are something unique that you don't recognize.
Okay. I love it.
Maybe one day.
And then and the writing on both of those has an elvish tone to it.
Okay.
Which
thank you very much.
Catches your eye because nothing else
Knew
is.
that was going to happen.
I didn't even pick that up until just now. All right.
So I got peanut butter all over it.
So that's your books and your scrolls, and you're just looting the hell out of this guy's stuff, right?
Yeah.
Gathering it all, putting it in your bags, and okay, all right. So then
Let's break real quick.
All right.
And we're back.
All right. So
Would Damien have any use for my statue of a winged demon?
I'd like to eyeball it.
Take a look at it.
just for purely awesome reasons, most likely, yeah.
Seems evil.
Do I see anything in the book
That you
that
connect with?
that I recognize?
No. Other than
I
it's
comb the glossary, I check all the pages.
yeah. Other than it's evil, you're not sure what the intent of the book is, and it certainly wasn't written by a Judas follower.
When he reads it, does he see a POV shot of traveling through a forest towards a cabin in the woods?
All right, so there's a shitload of vials and potions.
Yeah.
You already have 15.
Yeah, at least.
So I'm just gonna give you the new totals.
Okay.
That you have in your combined
Got
gear
it.
and your robe sack and
Yeah.
all this stuff. All right, so you have 25 potions now.
Right on.
Or we're just calling them that, but they could be something else. But for now,
knows?
it's 25 little vials. Yeah.
Sure.
You have the 2 books.
Yeah.
You have 12
Necklaces and
12 necklaces and amulets. 2 rings
Oh.
that were overlooked earlier. And then 22 miscellaneous bits of
Statues and taxidermy.
yeah, like carved bones, and these are just really random, like knickknacks.
You guys, I'm going to open a store.
Not to lay on the book, but since my proficiencies are spellcraft, religion, and reading and writing,
Book learning.
yeah, would that help me?
So yeah, you'd have to sit down with it, but
Yeah. While these guys are going around, I got the squat, Indian style, crisscross karate sauce.
and start. Yeah, you start.
That's what my kid has to say in his karate class when he sits
karate sauce.
Really?
Indian style. He has to say crisscross karate sauce.
Or they hit him.
Yeah, no, kids get fucked up in that class.
Yeah, so you're reading it.
Cobra Kai.
Is it the same place?
No, it is in the valley. Might as well
Yeah, no,
be.
it was in the valley.
I thought it was Cobra Junior Kai.
I think they did it in an old Chuck Norris studio.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
They always say Reseda. But I don't.
Yeah, but this mean it wasn't Reseda.
Yeah.
It was set in Reseda.
You were in it.
Nobody knows Karate Kid like Kid.
Our friend Ken Daly is in Karate Kid. Watch it now.
One and two were on yesterday.
Oh, really?
The check is in the mail.
You're not in 2, are you?
Yeah.
You got a moment in 2 in the beginning. Kind of the recap.
Because it overlaps.
Yeah.
You know, he fights Kreese in the parking lot.
Oh, right on.
Yeah. Exciting.
That's so badass.
And Ken's not the guy who goes, "You're going to need a body bag." That's not Ken.
No.
I wish it was.
I just say, where'd you find this guy? After he gets his ass kicked. What a dick.
Ken's also Unusual Suspect.
Oh, I know.
Oh, God. We're embarrassing Ken now.
You have the famous line, "Save me, usual suspects."
Oh, you know, the usual suspects.
Oh, shit. All right.
Save me, Ralph Macchio.
So
Crisscross karate sauce.
Yeah, you crisscross karate sauce with your Book of Evil stuff. And you start to make your way through it, but in the short time here, you're not going to get anything. But that will come into play as you read it.
Okay.
So you're going to have to do it sort of piecemeal because studying these tomes is actually, a bit time consuming. But as long as you just keep plowing through it, you should be able to discern what its use is.
Gotcha.
And whether or not you want it.
Well, I'm going to hold on to it now.
Yeah. Okay, so now you have a whole bunch of rat shaman paraphernalia. Mildred's got all her gear back.
Mm-hmm.
What's the plan now? Do you want to go back to talk to Bruce?
Yep.
And I didn't see my spell book and with my other stuff, right?
No.
Okay. All right.
No. It might have gone the way of the. It seems like it might have gone the way of the gauntlet and the crown as overtly valuable.
But I've still got my little rat spell book that I made.
You do, and you can actually, since you have a couple spell books, you can use those.
Then I'm
to transcribe all your stuff.
I'm going to transcribe.
You could even put it all in the in that advanced book, and ditch the amateur book.
I'll put it in my Trapper Keeper.
Okay. All right. So then you head back out into the halls. You make your way through the halls back to where, which is just a short trip from here. The dark room where you initially were, ushered into the refugee camp. And that room looks like a fire hose of dwarf insides exploded out of the rat hole there on the floor.
Nice.
So terrible shit went on. Bruce is fine though because Poco told you that he had made it out. But even if only like 3 or 4 rats were trapped in there, the pressure as they excrew would have been nightmarish.
They should do a remake of Alice in Wonderland
where she
just splats.
Yeah.
Break me. Ow, I'm dying.
Oh my God, this is terrible.
It hurts so bad. My everything.
In that room, though, there's a dwarf who's he's on his knees, he's naked, and he's just kneeling in the blood, and he's just like he's just weeping.
Poor fella.
When you prod him for Bruce's location, he tells you like, check. He's like, check up just down the hall near where the cafeteria is. So you guys cruise out there. And you see Bruce with like a little entourage of dwarves, and they've gotten relatively dressed up now. And they're going through just piles of poisoned, bile-covered rat bodies. Bruce greets you with a restrained, restrained happiness.
This is what I look like when I'm not a rat.
Hey, did we lose the guy who was in love with Mildred?
Trondor?
Yeah.
Trondor, that's a good question. He's an NPC, so who gives a shit?
Oh, yeah.
No,
Fuck that guy.
I need to keep track of
I
this.
enjoyed
better.
Trondor.
Shitty DM.
Yeah. Oh, God.
You're the worst.
Oh my God. Yeah. Trondor.
We remember
he's not. He didn't die.
Okay.
So he's
around somewhere.
He's around.
Getting blown.
Bruce welcomes you though with open arms. He's like unbelievable. He's like, I can't believe this worked as well as it did. He's like, it's unfortunate we lost a few people. Evacuation was very tricky because we didn't know when it was going to happen, and we didn't want to all just be outside. But he's like, I guess this is the price of our little war. He asks, he's like, we're cleaning the halls out now. We're taking back this chunk of the mines, and we're going to send somebody through to let the other dwarves know that that we're back. What are your guys? What's the plans for?
We got an assload of shit for you to check out. A whole bunch of magic stuff.
Yeah.
He's like, this is the gore?
We looted gore.
See, he seems a little excited at that prospect. Right. He's like, well, if you follow me, he's like, I can start this process for you. It might take a little while because this is going to be, item by item. He's like, I'm not sure how big of a hurry you're in. If you wanted to, if you wanted to go and hustle, then you probably wouldn't want to wait for this. But he's like, this might take me, a week to go through all this stuff. He's like, if you have anything in particular you want me to hit first, I can do that. But he's like, I'm not sure how big of a hurry you're in.
What do you think, gang?
Basically, like in game terms, he says he could do like if you did, he could do a half dozen in the first say day, but beyond that, it just stacks up as he's just working on identifying all this stuff.
Well, we're going to go kill that other dude, right?
Yeah.
So,
how about if he takes an initial look and sees if anything seems especially interesting?
Okay. So you follow him. He sends his henchmen on to help, continue cleaning out this stuff, and you follow him back to a room that's not dripping in gore,
dwarf blood.
Yeah. And you spread the stuff out on the floor, and he's looking at it, and he's like he's making that like the Chancellor in Dark Crystal that. He's looking at it.
Proto Yoda.
So his eyes are attracted. So the first 6 things we'll say that he looks at. The first thing is your pendant. He seems very interested in this. He's like he seems amazed that you found, even if it's not from your like sort of sect, that you found a pendant to your deity in there. So he's like, I can take a closer look at that for you. He points out the 3 of the miscellaneous items. And let's see, the book with the pictures of the locations.
Yes.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And let's see, we'll say, which one of those would he go for? One of the necklaces.
Okay.
The rest he sort of dismisses. This is very at a glance, so there may be something that he's missed there, or that is a bit of a sleeper. He definitely sort of overlooks the potions. He's like, I can go through these, but it's a real hit and miss on whether or not these are worth it, good, terrible, poison.
Right.
He's like, if you want my advice, I would just ditch them, but you don't have to if you don't want to. So.
Right.
And he doesn't like any of the rings I have.
He didn't see them initially as anything that jumped out at him.
All right.
So that'll be the pendant. All right, so then we can skip forward through some time here.
Yeah.
He says the pendant. He lets you know that the pendant is like a conduit, so it actually clarifies communication with Judas.
Awesome.
Hopefully, he's like, not being a follower of Judas, he's like, well, you'll have to experiment with it. But he says that when you are praying to Judas, it could have surprise benefits. He's like, I don't know what form that'll take.
Cool. Great mileage.
The translation of that is it's not like an armor class bonus or an attack bonus. It's something that improves the chances of something happening on your off-the-cuff prayers.
Okay.
Cool.
So it makes sort of a constant mumbling to Judas worth it.
Praise to Judas.
It warms up in your hand.
Everything's immediately identified.
Let's see. The book...
Yes.
The book, he says, he's not sure how it works, but he says when read correctly, it does in fact, it acts as a sort of, he says this is like an old Magi's travel log, literally. But the Magi used this to revisit places that he had visited. He's like, I'm not sure how because there's no text, it's just pictures. So he's not sure how it's triggered, but it will transport you to the place pictured.
Okay.
If the person initiating it does it properly. He's like, I don't know if that means that they have to be a magic user, possibly, most likely, but...
Hey, find a picture of Cheesecake Factory. I'm starving.
Let's see. So that's Judas.
Oh, it's islands.
They had those seasoned fries there, but I don't know.
So I'll give you that book.
All right.
So hold on, let me make a note of this. Blackie now has the travel log.
Hopefully I can jump us somewhere.
Yeah, if he's been to Glenishmore.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
It could work out real well. And if it works for multiple people, which you'll just have to see.
We can all hold hands.
All right, then there's one necklace. He pulls this necklace out. This one is a completely unassuming necklace, but he grabbed it immediately. It's just a silver chain. There's no pendant, no nothing. But he grabs it and he holds it up. He's like, "Oh, this is interesting. This is dwarvish." And he says that this. Let's see. Hold on. Find my notes. Yes. Okay. So this is a spell. Let me just look it up. This is a necklace of... I gotta find it. It's a prismatic spray. It's a necklace of prismatic spray, which is... I'm trying to find the...
That's a good one.
Spell in here. It's not as gnarly as prismatic sphere. There it is, 7th level. And he explains briefly that prismatic spray is, this is the spell description, when the spell is cast, the wizard causes 7 shimmering multicolored rays of light to flash from his hand. These include all colors of the visible spectrum. Each ray has a different power and purpose. So then it breaks down. Each different color ray has a different effect. Some do massive damage. Some do petrification. So it's a gnarly, super gnarly weapon.
Would I be able to use that?
Yeah.
Okay.
But this, he's like, I don't know how many charges that this has. He says that this, most likely something this powerful, has very few uses. So it being a necklace and not like a rod or whatever, anybody could put it on and throw this around, but you don't know how many shots it has.
Right.
Okay. So that's like your
I'll wear
oh shit necklace.
Yeah, exactly. I'll wear that. And did he explain how to use it, or
you just wear it, and now that and
okay,
point at what you want to be covered in rainbows.
Instant rave.
And it won't be happy for them.
Rave.
Okay, and then there's 3 miscellaneous things. One of the miscellaneous items he pulled out is the statue of the 2 skeletons. Yep. He says that this will summon these 2. It's like 2 little skeletons. They look like almost like how do you pronounce that dinosaur? Like I think it's your favorite one, Ankylosaurus or something like that.
Yeah, Ankylosaurus.
Yeah. They look sort of like that, almost like turtles with
maces for tails.
Like Gamera?
Yeah, sort of like Gamera, but they're real small. But he says this will summon 2 of these.
Giant-sized ones?
He's unclear. He's not sure.
Okay.
But the statue is it's very fine detail, but there's nothing like a house or a person or a hand or a flower or anything to give it scale. So you're not sure exactly how big this creature is.
Okay.
But he says it will summon these 2 creatures. He said whatever they are.
Try now.
Yeah.
He's like, again, this is most likely a one-off thing.
Terrific.
But they will do the bidding of whoever summoned them. So.
It's going to be a great party.
Yeah. And let's see. Then 2 other miscellaneous things. All right, let me look back here. Sorry, this is taking forever, but it's loot time.
We have done no loot.
Blaine, what is Loot Time brought to you by?
Loot Time is brought to you by Nick It Day. It's stuff that you watched when you were at home from school when you were sick.
Did I wake you up?
I like that one.
We're also brought to you by Dozing Off. When the room's too warm, you start to doze off. You never know when Brian's going to ask you to step up with a commercial. Dozing Off from the makers of Passing Out and Falling Over. Back to you, Brian, if that is indeed your real name. We're also brought to you by Lens Crafters Junior.
I like that one too.
That's it.
Oh my god.
You just made a face. Yep. Done. Let's Crafters Jr.
Oh my god. That was amazing.
The best part is I went back for it.
I got it. Okay. All right. I got the next 2
Guys,
items.
you're cheering me up. I just made a horrible joke.
All right.
One of them is a vial containing 2. It looks like 2 pieces of eyes. It looks like 2 little, basically like 2 contacts. But you can see the ragged edge that it's like. They're like retinas that have been removed from something's eyes, and they're floating in this vial.
What does that do?
It's clearly meant to be worn, but he pulls it out and he tells you that this is. He's like, be very careful with this. He's like, do not experiment with this. If you put these on, you will be petrified. He's like, this is a very dangerous item. Whoever wears these,
Why would you even have them?
is turns to stone. So.
Okay.
So you have to get somebody to put them on?
Or for some reason you want to be turned to stone. And
Okay.
Yeah.
Like Medusa's.
And then the other one is a candle, but melted or like embedded in the wax of the candle. You can see it looks like tons of like insect wings in the wax. And he says burning this candle will repel. He's like, will repel anything that is insectoid. As long as it's lit. He's like, this may seem a little innocuous.
It's a mosquito coil.
But he's
Citronella.
like, down here, yeah. But down here, he explains not all insects are like
there
mosquitoes.
Are some nasty mosquitoes.
Yeah.
Nasty bugs.
So.
All right. I'm going to get rid of the potions / vials if anybody wants them.
Check the expiration dates.
It looks like they've all expired.
And yeah, I'll leave that shit here.
Judging by the dust.
And let's go kill them ups.
Okay. Let's see.
Probably gonna wrap that up, right?
Yeah. Lenses. Yeah. So you've got the lenses you're holding on to.
Yeah.
For a rainy day,
Sure.
and then you're holding the candle.
Yeah, the candle and the skeleton Gamera creator.
Okay. And you're dropping the potions. Let me make a note of that. Anybody want to care any of those?
No.
No, I'm good with potions.
Okay.
And this has been a while, so do I have some hit points back?
You'll have to sleep, but you will after this next night. Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So Bruce says he's like, listen. After this cursory examination of your stuff, he's like, do you want to, be on your way? We can task, some people or send you, get you going right now. He's like, Glenishmore awaits.
Yeah.
It's not going to be the same without our spirit guide.
Yeah. He's like, okay. Do you want a task force to go with you?
Sure, why not?
Okay.
Yeah, we should.
So he leaves the 3 guys that survived with you, and then he adds one more. So that's Bart, Blackie, Damien, and we'll bring Trondor back. He's like, we'll fetch Trondor. He's brought you this far.
Mildred misses him.
Yeah. So you've got essentially a dwarf for each of you. And he's like, now that we have, we're taking this mine back, we'll be able to get you on your way promptly. He's like, you'll see what I mean in a minute.
Right on.
And he orders everyone, to get equipped. You chill here for another hour or so. So all your spells will be rememorized. Anything that you had cast, or now you can choose. Because you have a few extra spells, Blackie, you can choose which spells you have sort of loaded if you want.
Yeah, and I have this Rare's Mnemonic Enhancer too, which is a spell that allows me to keep one chambered. I can do like a spell twice.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Nice.
After a brief bit of your henchman equipping, Bruce and Trondor lead you through the tunnels. At this point, they're just filled with corpses, dwarf bodies, but the sound of battle sort of fades behind you, and it seems like it's like a pitched fight going on. But he takes you down through essentially through the living area and takes you to what looks like a sort of loading bay. And he throws this heavy lever, and he sort of, over his shoulder, he's like, hopefully this still works. So you hear some distant machinery grinding, and then sliding into view along this, this track, you see 3 little, mine carts go clunk, 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 and back up there. And he's like, this is going to be the quickest way. He's like,
hold on to your potatoes, Dr. Jones.
He's like, this will get you to within a couple days march of Glenishmore, and it'll save you. This is going to save you a couple weeks. This is going to be it's a crazy ride. So
okay, well I'm going to go hit Hudson News and get some Cliff Bars. Get a bottle of Dasani.
So there's 3 cars. You guys are all dividing up into those 3 cars. Who is in the front one?
I'll get in the front one.
All right, that's Bart and his pal. And then Mildred. You're going to have to split up a little bit. Mildred will hop in there with you.
Sure.
And then we've got Trondor will be in the second car with... who wants to be in the second car?
I'll go in the second car.
Damien. All right, and then Blackie bringing up the rear.
And I'm gonna have a fly going on myself just in case something crazy happens.
Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, cool. So that's all the Blackie. You're in there with you're in a mine cart with 2 dwarves. And these are not. This is a little bit. Actually, no. It's similar to Temple of Doom. It's a tight squeeze, but it's doable. So you guys hop in these mine carts, and Bruce he's like, well,
keep your arms inside the rod at all times.
This might be.
Make sure the lap band's secure across the
hopefully we see you again soon. He's like, many thanks, and good fortune on your journey.
Where are the brakes?
There's no brakes on these. He's like, obviously there's a little risk involved, but the track should be fine. They should, they're dwarf built.
Oh, great.
Built dwarf tough.
And he leans on the handle, and the little carts sort of, the distance between them spreads out a little. So you're about 10...
Hold on to your hats and glasses.
This here's the wildest ride in the West.
So you're about 15 feet between carts now. And for the beginning of this sort of run, it's pretty actually sedate. But you can tell that it is slowly picking up speed as you go. And it goes for like 30, 40 minutes. It's a pretty leisurely ride. It's a little bumpy. It feels like you're on an old wooden roller coaster. The turns are sort of clunky, but nothing too weird. But it starts to pick up. And after a couple hours, it's a little nerve-wracking to poke anything out above the top of the cart beyond your eyes, because you're just like through the tunnels. You see every now and then you see torchlight, and you're not sure if that was like
is that our exit?
Is that it's just you're just hauling ass.
The other dwarves don't know anything about where to go, or do they seem calm?
Yeah, they seem. They don't seem nervous about the location.
Okay.
But they're as nervous as you would be on a speeding minecart,
right.
But not so much about you missing your stop.
I love speeding minecarts.
And you're going to be on this for the better part of 2 days. Like, it's just hauling ass through the...
Hope there's a hole in the bottom.
Yeah. Brian is looking at me like...
What do you do to us?
I really want somebody to try and take a shit. That would be so funny. I've never actually thought about shitting on a roller coaster. That's something that should be...
Yeah, you don't think about it.
A bucket list. Yeah. All right, so you guys are hauling ass through the mines on these things, and you go 6-8 hours. It's not... I mean... It's crazy, but
we're
you're not
brave
like
adventurers.
Yeah, and you're not tipping up onto two wheels around the outside of the corners and all that stuff.
But we are flashing our tits at the camera on the big flume at the end, right?
We're not tug-of-warring short round at
all. No, and the dwarves that are with you are, they keep explaining like, no, we're basically on this till the end of the line.
Right.
It's been maybe a 12-hour run, and you've actually it's become it's so dark and so monotonous, it almost feels like you're not moving anymore, even though you're just screaming through the mines. But you see, you see it briefly, but more than that, you hear up ahead, you hear starts very faintly and then like it passed you. You hear it just long enough or just far enough in advance to look up and see that there's a rat, a man rat, and he's clinging to the ceiling. And he's screaming something. You're not sure if he's screaming at you or at somebody else, but he's there and he's gone. Like, so you're not sure.
The fuck?
You're not sure what the.
He's a sentry.
Like what the signal. Yeah, it seems like he might have been shouting out that you were here. Would be the assumption. Looking forward down the tunnel, it's just a dark blur. But you start to sort of dread that there may be like a rat-style booby trap.
Yes, I dread that. I was dreading that.
The dwarves say there shouldn't. I'm actually surprised that guy is clear down here. He must have been out and been coming back because the rats, as far as they know, didn't make it down this far. So that allays some of your fears as to it being there's a coordinated team here that is booby trapping the tracks. But you're not sure You're not sure what it meant, and you continue on without anything, anything strange happening. And you go clear through the second day. Did you all just hold it, or did anybody have to take a piss?
My urine and feces are processed in this iPads.
Oh, okay. All right. So you're going to take mad deuces when you get off of this thing. But, into the second day, you hear the rattling of the brakes, like the sort of the end of the line, thunk, 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 and you slide to the front of the cart as it starts to decelerate. And eventually you sort of bump, 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 grind to a halt at a station similar to the one you got on at. And the dwarfs say, like, we made it, I guess. This is, this is great.
Nice.
That's good. I'm gonna stretch so I don't get blood clots.
All right. So yeah,
I'm gonna make fists with my bare feet.
There's a
come out to the coast.
The thing that bummed me out was I'm never gonna know how that episode of Big Bang Theory ended because we stopped before the episode was over. I paid for the goddamn headphones.
So in the distance, you hear the faint sound.
Argyle find it.
The faint sound of it sounds like a minecart coming down the tracks, though. An extra minecart.
Hey, we should maybe get out of the way. This thing might have a bunch of explosives or something.
You betcha.
All right, so you guys bail. There's only one way, a stairwell and an arch that just leads up. So you guys, you bail up there. I'm assuming you're in a similar order to how you were on the carts.
Sure.
So Blackie, you are tail end Charlie, and you're up the stairs, and you're in a fairly safe spot, and you hear as there's a mine cart coming down the tracks. You hear the faint again, like he hasn't stopped screaming in 2 days. You hear this scream of a rat becoming more and more audible.
Suicide rat. Everybody upstairs.
So you book upstairs. You hear the first metallic chunk of the auto brakes click, but there's an extra sort of clang in there. And then there's no more auto brake sounds as you guys are running up the steps, and you can hear the rat just shrieking. And then there's a crash of metal and steel as assuming it's him in a minecart, it crashes into the back of the minecarts you just vacated, and there's a thunderous flash and heat wave that follows you up the steps. And it's followed by just ears ringing and then smoke and silence.
What a fucking idiot.
So you guys follow your dwarf companions up these steps, hacking, coughing, trying to get clear of the smoke. And eventually they guide you to what looks like a chunk of wall that blends in with the rest. They work some hidden dwarf latches. It slides open, and you see that you are standing in a little scrubby alpine glade. And almost like it's a painting. Looking down, you can see there's a little waterfall that falls down next to the entrance you're in. It cruises down through this valley, and at the end, just as the valley opens, you can see an emerald. It's what must be Glenishmore, this town on these hills. It's
about fucking time.
It's still quite a ways out, and it'll take a few days to get there, but you can see the town from here. It looks
we're off the sea, Sir Richard.
Even from here, you can see sails moving in and out, and it looks like the town is living in motion anyway.
Right.
You're a little dubious, though, because you're not sure if there's necromantic influence here, but...
Or rats following us.
Yeah. Well, you're not sure without going back down to see, but most likely there's a good share of destruction.
Yeah, they're not going to come through.
At least for a little while, yeah. Yeah, are we at our time there?
Yeah, we were a little while ago.
I'm getting the eyes. Okay.
Well, that was a good one, though.
Yeah, we're not rats anymore.
Good job.
Anything? Anybody? All right.
I'm spending this month at Raid 2. So come watch Raid 2 with me.
But I'm going to see the shit out of it. I'm going to be 25th of April, C2E2, which is the big Chicago comic book convention. We're doing Comedy Mutant, me, and who did I say earlier?
Kyle.
Yeah, Kyle.
Yeah, I love how you did the mime for beard.
Yeah, Kyle.
Even though you have a beard.
Dan Telfer, and Jeremy Essig. Comedy Mutant.
Nice.
And it's free. If you have a pass for C2E2, you can come see us. So get a pass.
C2E2. Well, yeah. And I'm going to be getting really high and going to Guitar Center. So
nice.
come and catch me do a couple
sets
there.
What are you looking for? What do you covet?
What do I covet? I just got something. You should tell Scott Ian. I just got a Caparison Horus from Japan. Where the foot can split wood. It's awesome.
Sounds like an injury.
Yeah,
it's the coolest guitar. I didn't know I wanted it until I had it.
Yeah,
and now I love it. I'm thinking about it right now.
Nice.
How many guitars do you have?
All of them.
All right.
Right on.
Yep.
Bye.
Thanks for listening.
Ta-ta.
I miss Jerry.
Don't forget Jerry. We don't forget you.
This has been an Earwolf Media production. Executive producers Jeff Ulrich and Scott Ackerman. For more information, visit earwolf.com.
Earwolf Radio.